Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to be making a probably not quick video on what gear sets go on every single character in the game, in my opinion. Now, most of them are probably going to be HP defense, and because they're such useless units in the grand scheme of things that you will never want to give them actual gear sets. You just want them HP defense plus 5 SSR pieces just for the bonus CC, because I'm almost about to hit 4.5. If I gave everyone HP defense, then boom, that's how much I would have. I just need to farm defense pieces. So yeah, starting off with ZA1. So I'm gonna just start in the equipment. ZA1, either attack defense or attack crit damage. If you want more CC, run HP crit damage. HP defense just does not do enough, but attack crit damage, in my opinion, is probably the best strategy of going around things. So yeah, I definitely say attack crit. Keo, honestly, you wanted him alive as long as possible, so I really messed up. I honestly think he would be much better with HP crit damage. HP defense, he just doesn't do enough damage in my opinion. So I highly suggest bringing him in with HP crit, or even just attack defense or attack crit. I mean, it still works, but I think HP crit would have been a much better ideal. Rugal, you want attack defense because you don't want crit gear, because he won't crit no matter what because he has such a low crit chance. And you want pierce rate rules. Now you can obviously put attack on there if you want more CC, but I gave him pierce rate simply because there's not another version of him, so I don't need attack gear. Just like how Meliodas, I have him with attack rolls, but Demon Meliodas thrives more off of crit roll or pierce rate rolls, but since there's so many Meliodases, I gave him attack because it's better overall. I would say attack crit damage. She crits quite often. She does a lot of damage. She's an amplify unit, so I would definitely say attack crit. I don't have an actual gear set for her, so she has an HP defense for CC. Demon Hendrickson, honestly, I would still just put him with HP defense, simply because he needs to last as long as possible, and you want to have as much CC as possible in order to out CC, go first, and then beat up some units. So yeah, HP defense. This is just filler gear, just because I just have it and I don't have any other use for it. King, I would definitely say HP defense, simply because you want more CC and whatnot. So yeah, HP defense. Attack defense could be good, but I still think HP defense is way better. Sariel, attack crit, or even attack defense if you want, but since he crits so often, attack crit is god tier. It does so much work. Maybe HP crit, but HP defense is an absolute no. HP crit, it means you have more CC, you have a higher chance of going first, and if you go first, you have more likely to stall, get more cards, and then one turn his team, or even one turn his team first turn. So yep, HP crit for him. Tarmiel, always 189% triple defense because of his passive. He works, his attack stat works, it doesn't even matter. His ultimate move does damage based off of his defense. Like, look at that, 14,000 defense. That's insane. I want to max out all his defense pieces and finally do a showcase on him, but I just don't have the gear or equipment or whatever. Ludocio, HP defense, you want as much CC as possible. I could see why you want to go attack defense, but because sometimes he just doesn't give that oomph that you need in geared PvP. But you want to out CC units, so HP defense in my opinion. Goddess Liz, HP defense, you want to stay alive and be as toxic as possible. Hawk, probably just HP defense. He's not that good of a unit because he doesn't have his passive in PvP, which really sucks, and you just want CC for this unit. Levi, he's an interesting choice. Now, he's not very good in this certain meta, which is unfortunate because I love the character, but either attack crit, I have some crit damage rules, which, I mean, I don't really know why. I should probably just have no full attack, but whatever. Or you can go triple crit, because he crits on, he has a guaranteed crit if it's the lowest HP unit, so he just absolutely shreds units. So yeah, attack crit, HP crit, attack crit, triple crit. Aaron Yeager, I would definitely, or which one is this one? This is the blue one. Okay, so this is not the transforming one, so I would say attack defense. He's very good for red demon. He's not really used in PvP. I've seen him once in a while, but he's definitely more useful in Red Demon. So attack defense or even attack crit. He crits quite often. So yeah. Roxy, I gave her attack defense. Yeah, I gave her attack defense. That is the gear I suggest. You could do attack crit, but I just don't think she crits enough. But I mean, if you just swap out a random piece of crit gear for her defensive slots, then you could literally have both. Just don't UR the middle pieces because the defense doesn't matter that much. Death Pierce, HP defense, 100%. You want to have as much CC in the back as possible. Simply so that way you don't get out CC'd super easily. Zeldris, I believe this is the red one. Yeah, red one. I would say HP defense so he can just stay alive as long as possible. He's just more of a stall unit. Just slowly whittle them down, get your ultimates, take away people's ultimates, and just hopefully you just annihilate them. He's usually on like a droll team with like a Gother and then someone else in the back, or sometimes he's even Rain in the back, especially with like Assault Meliodas teams. Just like a stall based team. That's what he's there for, really. Attack crit, or even attack defense, I guess. But attack crit is probably the most fun way to play with Blue Zeldris, because if he crits, he does massive PP damage. If he doesn't crit, he does small little person PP damage. So yeah, I definitely say attack crit. Esterosa, I believe this is the green one. I can never remember. Yep, green one. HP defense, he's a taunt unit. You want him to stay alive as long as possible so you can just continuously stall out and just taunt him. Or just taunt, be really annoying, get your ultimates with your other units, and just make sure they don't one-shot you. So I would definitely say HP defense. What is this gear? Oh, this is all Escanor's gear. And then Darieri, I say attack defense or attack crit. If you have a really good crit team with her, then yeah, you can bring crit damage gear, but usually she never even crits for me, so I usually have attack defense, but I don't know where my defense pieces even went, honestly. I guess one's right here, but still. I would say attack crit or attack defense. Green droll, right? I never remember. This is blue droll, but it doesn't really matter. It's okay. It's still HP defense in my opinion, simply because you want him to stay alive as long as possible. He has a taunt, so therefore he tanks more damage. And then he has the Petrify, which is a really good card for a unit of his stature or whatever. Basically, stay alive as long as possible. And then Green Droll, I could see why you would want him attack defense, because if an enemy ult rushes, you could probably one-shot him with a level 3 card. But in my opinion, I still think HP defense is better, more CC, more survivability, especially against the 1. And because he has ultimate gauge control, you want him to live as long as possible. Escanor, green Escanor, I highly suggest attack defense. He hardly ever crits really, but with attack defense, he just destroys, bro. Especially on the crit team, he's actually really good, especially against the 1. I don't care what anybody says, I still think he's still a very viable character now. So, yeah. Let's hop into the next character. Red Escanor, HP defense. This man is so off meta. He's only used in Crimson or for box CC. I highly suggest HP defense. Do I even have an HP or defense gear? I do. Let's go. Lilia, HP defense. And then with Pierce rolls at the top, you want her for as much HP and CC as possible, and to triple Blue Demon Meliodas' Pierce rate by 3. By all the Pierce rate in the team, so it triples this and triples Meliodas', and just gives them big massive damage. Diane, either triple defense or HP defense. If you're running Tarmiel as her sub-slot character, like the character underneath her, triple defense could be very good. I'm very curious if I should even do it, but I don't know. Her substats are so bad, I'm not gonna lie. I need to max them out, but I've been maxing out Escanor's gear for the past like 4 months, so I'm very low on hammers. But yeah, HP defense, so you can go first, or triple defense, so you can run a really annoying Tarmiel team. Blue Diane, HP defense, just as a sublink character. Even with HP defense and gear, she still does really good damage, especially with her Rupture card, because so many units have buff-like abilities. So you could still absolutely annihilate some Goddess Lizzes. Sadly, it's only a single target Rupture card. Big sad. Blue Demon Meliodas, attack defense. I think I have crit because I was doing Guild Boss and I wanted to do as much damage as possible. I wasn't really scared of dying. And I was farming anvils. That's what I use this. That's why. Okay. So yeah, I highly suggest attack defense because, and then with pierce rate rolls would be nice. Oh, this isn't even his actual gear set. Oh, but for most Meliodases, they require attack, so that's why you are geared his attack stat. But you could definitely make a side like pieces for pierce rate just for this Meliodas. It could be very viable. Red Demon Meliodas, attack crit. This man crits so often with his attacks, it's insane. Especially with his passive, when a character dies, he gets an extra 50% crit chance. So yeah, I highly suggest attack crit damage. It's very fun. He's a very fun unit to use. Sadly, right now, I think he'll get absolutely dominated by the one's big, massive PP damage. But yeah, if you guys want to run him, attack crit damage. Arthur, apparently he's only used for his passive, so people have highly suggested either HP defense or attack crit damage. So either you want to go full HP or all out damage. I'm going to try to speed this up. I'm running out of time. Lost Feint, attack crit. You want to do as much damage first turn as possible. You want to absolutely bully people. So yeah, attack crit damage. Ruin. Oh, here we go. HP defense. I want to max this man's rolls out just for the hell of it. That'd be insane. Maybe I should have even done triple defense because he's a defense type of unit. So I don't know. But more CC is definitely better. Tweegod, I suggest HP defense so he can live longer and be more of a god than he already is. Alioni, HP defense so he can just use his taunt ability and just tank all the damage. Merlin, HP defense. She's really only used in the back line or as a link for Escanor for more crit chance. So I highly suggest HP defense for more CC. Jericho. Oh gosh, they all look alike. They all look alike. So I'm going to do it like... Oh, I can't. Where does it say which Jericho it is? I can never... It doesn't anywhere. Okay, well, there's a green Jericho. I highly suggest I think either attack defense or attack crit. You should never put HP gear on a Jericho, honestly, unless it's a Jericho in the back, but that's hardly ever. Guild Thunder, HP defense for more CC. Maybe you can make an argument for triple defense, but I still think HP defense is overall better. Gother, I want to attack crit this man. I want to give him attack crit damage because it seems like it'd be so much fun. Someone comment it down below and maybe I'll wail and get him attack crit damage. But HP defense is probably the more viable strategy with even with resistance buffs or substats that can be very viable. So that way their AoE, if they're running HP defense, they don't get that dissolve card on you. That could be very, very top meta. Could be very funny too. Red Gother, I say HP defense, maybe resistance rolls in the middle if you like, but that's all up to you. Red King, 100% HP defense. You want as much CC as possible, but using the backline unit and reducing pierce rate. So, yeah. Blue King, HP defense. Just more CC and more survivability, especially because of his heal. Counter Meliodas. Honestly, I would equip him with HP defense just so we can live longer, but I could definitely see why attack defense would be very fun. Just getting really low HP and then you just come back and one tap like Zo 1 or something. And then Captain Meliodas. Oh, this is Captain, so this is green. But I still recommend HP defense, man. Or HP crit. And then blue Meliodas, HP defense. Athena, HP defense. She's a backline unit. If you kill someone, you take away 2 ultimate gauge, which is very, very clutch in some scenarios. Jillian, HP defense, because she's meant to increase HP related stats. Or just HP, I mean. Dream King, 100% attack crit damage. It's so much fun. He does so much damage, especially against like Grey Demon, which is where I have him right now. But I have done a PvP video, and that was a lot of fun. Red Small Diane, I would suggest HP defense simply because you wanted her to last as long as possible. She does a decent amount of damage, and her attack steal is phenomenal. Blue Arthur, I suggest attack crit damage because he crits so often, and he's just meant to do damage, really. Lilia, honestly, HP defense. She just has to stay on the field and her passive proc, so I always suggest HP defense or just for CC. Mikasa, she's kind of trash now, so I would definitely say HP defense. I don't think she's very viable anymore, so just box CC at this point. Aaron, I hate him. HP defense, I don't even care. He's horrible. Shin, I would probably say attack defense, or maybe even attack crit, because he does crit every single attack card. Yeah, attack crit, honestly, you could just wipe an entire blue team in my opinion, so attack crit. Easton, probably HP defense, because she's meant for attack buffing, so you want her to live as long as possible. Valenti, triple defense, or just HP defense for CC, but triple defense with resistance rolls is how her passive procs. She reduces the amount of pierce rate by the amount of resistance rolls she has, I believe, so you want more resistance. HP defense, he's trash. HP defense, Togetto's garbage. Estros of Love, the red one, I would honestly just HP defense so he lives as long as possible so his commandment stays on the field. This is my green Lilia. I say HP defense. She's a backline unit because she decreases the attack stats by 15%. Rimuru, the slime, HP defense just for CC. HP defense simply because he is meant for a CC team to have as much CC in the entire game. Prisoner Bond, which one even is this? Probably a red one. Yep, red SR Bond, HP defense, because no one uses them. Brawler Blue Bond, I suggest attack crit damage. He crits so often with his attacks. So, and I use him in Red Demon up until the 1 drop, so I highly suggest attack crit damage. And then Nunchuck Blue Bond, attack crit damage. I'm going to be UR gearing him soon so I can get some really nice gear for when the Purgatory Bond eventually releases. Elizabeth, HP defense, because I just don't think she's that good anymore. HP defense, HP defense. This is, which Arthur? This is, oh, this is the crit Arthur. Oh no, this is SR, so yeah, HP defense. You just want to live on the field as long as possible. Okay, now which one's this? They all have the same gear. Okay, this is my base red Arthur. I suggest HP defense just to simply survive. I don't know why he has this gear, but I will switch it out real quick, and I don't have another HP piece, so I can't do that. Never mind. Where'd my attack? Where'd my crit? Oh man, that's why I'm on that. Whoopsies. Elaine, HP defense, only for CC. Taizu, HP defense. Dreyfus, HP defense. Dreyfus, HP defense. Hendrickson, HP defense. Hugo, HP defense. Weinheid, HP defense. Simon, HP defense. Slater, HP defense, because he's just a debuff unit. You want him to live as long as possible. This Slater I use for Red Demon, so I highly suggest attack crit damage or even possibly triple crit damage. That could be pretty good. Gustav, HP defense. He's a stall unit. Marmus, HP defense. He's meant to be living as long as possible. Kane, HP defense. Frisia, HP defense just for CC. Jude, HP defense. I'm so sorry, but this is literally just all the useless units in the game. HP defense. Merlin, HP defense. Merlin, HP defense. Helbram, HP defense. Jericho, which one is this? This is red Jericho, the ice one. Oh, I definitely say attack crit damage or attack defense. Alright, which one is this? Red SR Jericho. Honestly, what are your skills? Rupture. Is it double rupture? Oh, one's bleed. Okay. I still say HP defense. Just because I think she's a backline character. You could run her with attack defense if you wanted to showcase her. Which, I mean, I could do eventually, but not right now. This is... Gosh, they all look the same. Blue Jericho, attack crit damage, man. She crits so often with her crit chance card. So I definitely say attack crit damage. You will need someone to taunt, though, to hide her from the one. Hauser, HP defense, or if you're farming, attack crit damage because his cards with pierce rate rolls up in the top. Gila, HP defense. Blue Gother, HP defense. Bond, I honestly just say HP defense. He's useless. Blue Diane, either attack defense or HP defense for more survivability. She's actually very good with her Rupture card because it's AoE. Takes out all the list shield. HP defense, I don't know why she has an attack set on. HP defense. HP defense. This Diane, definitely HP defense. Helbram, HP defense. Yo Thunder, HP defense. Zaratros, HP defense. So many units that these units are used. Gurheed, HP defense. Bellion, HP defense. What is this gear set? Double crit damage defense. What? HP defense. Camilla, HP defense. Shin, HP defense. Red Roxy, probably attack defense in my opinion. So, just because you want to do a lot of damage with her. Mono, HP defense, because she's kind of useless. Deldry, HP defense. Green Derriere, probably HP defense, because you want to keep her alive as long as possible for ult control. This is the green Fraudrin, the one where you cancel out ultimate gauge for 2 turns in PvP. You want him HP defense, absolutely wailed out, even though he's still kind of useless now, but yeah, you might have to spend money on him. Glyxinia, HP defense. Red Monspeed, probably HP defense. I mean, you could run attack defense, but I don't think it's the best. Molascula, you want to keep her alive as long as possible, HP defense. Gallon, probably attack defense, because with his Amplify stacks, he does quite a bit of damage. Blue Gallon, probably HP defense, because of his commandment. But other than that, I don't know why else you would run him with anything else. Benimaru, HP defense, more box CC. King, HP defense. King, HP defense. Brawler Bond, HP defense. Matrona, HP defense. Elaine, HP defense. Hendrickson, HP defense. Vivian, HP defense. Helbram, HP defense. Which Jericho is this? My last level 60 Jericho. She could actually be really good, honestly. I would honestly say attack defense. Definitely attack defense. Grimoire, HP defense. Grimoire, HP defense. Hauser, HP defense. Hauser, HP defense. Gila, HP defense. Gila, HP defense. Maybe triple crit or triple defense or HP defense, simply because he increases all blue units defense related stats by 60%, which is insane. This is another go through HP defense. He's useless. Nunchuck Bond, HP defense. Oh, wait, is this green actually? Oh no, where did I go? No, it's not green Bond. It is, yep, red Snatch Bond. Yeah, he's useless. HP defense. Green Diane, HP defense. Elizabeth, you want no gear on her because you want her to die to fill up your ultimate gauge. Meliodas, HP defense, because he's just useless. If you want to use him, I would say attack crit damage because of how many attacks he hits with. And then Fraudrin, no gear. So guys, I know I had to rush through a lot of those, and I'm very sorry, but there are just so many useless units in this game. Because they just don't have like a team. I'm not going to go through these units. I've never even used them. So, yeah. But I did go through in depth on some of the units, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully it helped you pick out some gear sets. You don't UR gear some of the units that aren't viable or just don't work with that certain gear set. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.